Good evening and welcome to the March 24th, 2025 Historic District Commission meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 5:30, and then we'll start with a roll call.
Nathaniel Johnson, Commissioner.
Josh Hamilton, Vice Chair.
Jason Covington, Commissioner.
And I'm remembering now that I did not say Corey Parks, Chair. So let's see, we have minutes from February 24th. I'd entertain a motion to accept those if there's no modifications.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Beat me.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, can someone
gotcha.
take minutes?
I gotcha.
Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Passes. Move to our agenda item I, public hearing item Robinson Hill Historic District, fence replacement at 1904 Robinson Ave.
Thank you. The site is located in the A.C.P. Robinson Historic District in a two-family district. The applicant is proposing to replace an existing wood fence with a almost entirely brick fence. So other than the location where there is some tree preservation, could you go to the pictures? So based upon the applicant's elevations where you see that there is a tree, which is actually also in the guidelines as an example of tree preservation, that will remain wood. And then there will also be a wooden gate with a lattice. The brick columns are proposed to remain, and then the rest of it will be brick. This, according to the guidelines, fences in the front yard and the side yard on a corner lot are all, in essence, the front yard. And so as a result, the guidelines state that fences shall not exceed 42 inches or be have less than 65% opacity. The applicant, this was discussed with the applicant, and they informed me that they would like to proceed with the request as originally proposed, which is to have it brick at 6 feet tall. The conditions, should the commission wish to vote to approve this project, the potential conditions are: the fence shall be composed of brick, wood, iron, or metal mimicking iron. Bare concrete block is prohibited. Chain link, vinyl, plastic, composite, and bare concrete are prohibited. The upper 2 feet of any privacy fencing shall have 50% opacity provided by a wooden or iron grid lattice.
Is the applicant here to speak on behalf of us? If you could state your name and address, please.
Daniel Larry, 2115 Spring Valley Drive, Conway. We have, I'm gonna throw a wrench in it. Instead of going brick all the way up, kind of going off your conditions, doing the 42 inches brick. And then if you can go back to the front view of the house where the garage is, the railing on top, doing that, going up to 6 feet to the top of the columns right there. Doing a design like that, just spindles, but they'll be a little bit closer together, but you'll still be able to see through. That's kind of what we're leaning to right now. This was decided today, so I would have told you before.
Here, does that change the conditions?
So I would just recommend to have, let's see.
I don't know, we normally have.
I would then recommend to strike condition 4 and instead write it as the fence shall have 42 inches of brick with the remaining, I'm bad with math, so the remaining, so if it's 3.5 feet, yeah, the balance, thank you, would be the wood lattice.
Yeah.
To match that along the
That
front.
railing on the top, yeah.
Okay.
And it'd have the little columns, it'd be wood, like on top of the brick. It almost identical, except not having the square piece out, so.
So keeping the brick columns.
Yeah, Yeah, we'd keep the brick columns, and I think I had on there, we was gonna add some. We wouldn't be adding any this time.
And then would it be the wooden lattice around the tree? Or how, or would it still just
We
be
would
the
do,
42
we would do
inches?
the brick all the way around,
Okay.
and it would just be the same design, so, yeah.
And then is the thought here to add more privacy, or what was the motivation on changing the fence from its current state?
You want me to tell them why? Why we chose not to do brick all the way up?
Well, not brick all the way up, but just so, I mean, I could see if the fence was damaged or something. I was just curious what the
Oh, just
triggering
to-
event was.
It's just getting wore down, and you just want to do something different with it, and something a little more character, I guess.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Well, no, I was just asking, so the current state of it is lattice all the way through with the brick columns. And so I was just curious, what was the motivation on changing it? Was the
It just
question?
got, yeah, it just got to a point where they were gonna have to either paint it or replace it.
Gotcha.
So just trying to come up
Since
with a
it's being
different idea.
replaced, then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we'll do something differently. So because of the uniqueness, is that why there's not the typical staff recommendation? Or is it because of how it was proposed versus?
So staff has gravitated towards writing conditions as just conditions rather than recommendations.
Gotcha. Okay. Tracking. What questions do y'all have?
No, none for me. Seems pretty straightforward.
Thank you. So I would say, is there anyone here to speak on or against this? You playing security guard? Okay, then with that, I would bring it back into the commission for us to discuss. Thank you. What are y'all's thoughts? And if we could go back to the images, sorry.
I think it's
Within the guidelines of what's allowed there, so I don't have any issues.
So then what I would say is if we're going to proceed, then we would just need to modify the conditions as was proposed. So rather than being the full brick, it would be brick up to the 42 inches as allowed, and then the remaining would be permeable isn't the right word, but
Opaque.
opaque. Yeah.
I motion to modify condition 4 from the full brick up to 42 inches and finish off with an opaque topper
The balance.
portion. Whatever that's called.
I'm working on trying to write that, but.
Okay, well, I guess we'll hold tight then. Because since we're changing, I would like for us to make sure that they understand the conditions.
Should it say to match the south side, how that fence is, the top of it?
Julie?
Okay, I think I got it. Tell me how this sounds. The fence shall be composed of a height of 42 inches of brick and the remaining material to be composed of wooden lattice not to exceed 6 feet in height and designed to match the front fence.
That seems accurate. I do want to ask one clarifying question though, just because, and this is really just to make sure that y'all don't have to come back to us. So on the current wooden fence, it will match basically the entire fence will be the same now, is that correct, in the modified version? Where you'll have brick at 42 inches and then the wood lattice all the way around, including the part where previously the wooden fence was going to remain around the tree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that we didn't need to specify anything different in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
before
I
we
got you.
voted on it. Well, then, hearing that from the applicant, I would entertain a motion as modified to include the previous conditions with the additional modified number 4.
A motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you so much. So with that being the action item I, we'll move to action item 2, or I1, action item 2A. Any additional business?
I have none.
Okay. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for us to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all.